Gears to politics. A Kentucky woman is at the center of new developments in the story of Supreme Court Justice Brett Kavanaugh. The Senate Judiciary Committee chairman says Judy Monroe Layton has recanted her accusation of rape against a Supreme Court justice made in a letter she sent to Congress. Senator Charles Grassley says Monroe Layton has told congressional investigators she did not write the letter, but found it online and shared it because she was angry. Grassley is asking the FBI to investigate Monroe Layton for obstruction and making false statements. Mary Jo, do you think they should go after this woman for sending the letter?
Yes, because you can't do that. There's so much wrapped up in all of this, right? But one thing we can't do is allow the perception to be reality that women are just making some of these stories up. It just hurts everyone.
I completely agree with that. And the difference in this is not, like, I don't support if someone brings a sexual assault allegation and the person ends up not being convicted. I don't think you then go after that person, because there's a difference between a conviction that's enough to put someone in jail and whether it happened or not. But this is different. She admits she didn't even know him, that she just did it to try to make it worse. I think you got to do something. You have to send some kind of message, because what it ends up doing is the people that brought the original accusations, theirs will end up looking worse.
They look like they made it up.
It looks like everybody made it up. I think you almost have to do this, and so I understand why it's taking place. Now, with the November election coming up tomorrow, many wonder what the Kentucky House will look like in the aftermath. 2 years ago, Republicans gained 17 seats statewide, riding the coattails of Donald Trump. The stunning turn gave Kentucky's GOP a majority of the chamber for the first time in a century by a supermajority amount. Now Democrats are fueled by teachers angry over the Republican pension bill and Matt Bevin's unpopularity across the state. There are a lot of teachers on the ballot, a record number of female candidates, and a record number of teachers. Mary Jo, do you think Democrats chip into the Republican lead in the House tomorrow?
Yes. I'm not sure that nationally. I still think there's some places where Donald Trump does not make it bad for the Republican candidate. I think Matt Bevin makes it bad. And just universally in the state. I really just do.
What's interesting is he almost makes it worse in places that are more Republican.
Yeah, he
does. The rural areas hate him a lot more than the Lexington and Louisville's do.
So that's why I think there could be a real shift.
The problem is this. In these state legislatures, there's a reason why the Democrats kept the state house for 100 years. Even starting in the 80s, this state started voting Republican. But Democrats stayed in the House because a lot of these legislative races are all like local people. I mean, they're like people you know.
Yeah.
So their party doesn't matter as much. I think there are going to be Republicans that keep their jobs because people know them. And while they don't like what happened, they like their person. You know, they used to say back in the day, people don't like Congress, but they like their congressman. I don't know if that's true anymore. But I think it is true, Mary Jo, about your House member. So I think Democrats will cut into the lead, but I'll be honest with you, I don't think they'll cut in that much for that reason.
Well, I still think that people who might not have otherwise voted are going to vote.
I do agree with that. And I think teachers have a huge impact. But to give you an example, there's 62 Republicans out of 100. 11 Democrats retired. So the Democrats have to take those. Some of them are in places where a Republican's going to win. I think in the end, Republicans will have 59 or 58 at the end. Hey Kentucky is not going to air tomorrow night to make way for LEX18's Decision 2018 election coverage. I will be on that broadcast. It airs from 7 to 8. I'll join Kevin Christopher, Nancy Cox, and all the news team. We will bring you the latest returns from the mayor's race, the Amy McGrath-Andy Barr race, and the state house races. That's from 7 to 8 tomorrow night. It will be the place to get your election returns, so tune in. Now up next on Hey Kentucky, after months of campaigning, it's time to decide. Mary Jo and I are going to look at the 6th District congressional race. It's huge for the country, and it may decide what happens all over the nation. We'll talk about it right after this.